Okay, so here we go. Gautam Gambhir's birthday, and Gargi said first time she has seen Gautam smile a lot. So I will go to her with Ashok and Bharat joining me. There you go. Gautam finally smiling, saying this victory is his birthday gift. So I will go to Gargi to first sum up the press conference. Plenty of important points, and he was talking straight. He was talking straight as he always does. Gautam Gambhir. Some controversial statements, whether people like them or not. Uh, and once the points are tabulated by Gargi, the top 5 points of the press conference, we can analyze each. What we want to do in this show is assess Gautam Gambhir, a fair, constructive, objective assessment of India's head coach now that he has been in the job for about a year and a half now. Last year around June to this year October, so close to 16 months Gautam has been on the job. So what's the mark? We will ask our panelists and also our viewers to kind of rate Gautam Gambhir and rate him out of 10. So Gargi Raut, over to you. You were there at the press conference, Gautam Gambhir addressing the media. What are the salient points?
Yes, so there's a lot that was addressed, and that picture was when he was wished happy birthday by Sunandan Lele, and he said that this is my birthday gift, and what more could I ask for as a head coach, except a team that performs like this. But yes, going back to the press conference, there were a lot of important questions answered by Gautam Gambhir. Like you said, he was very straight, and he was not diplomatic about anything. Whatever he felt, he said. And starting with, obviously, the very first question of the press conference was about Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, because now the attention moves to the Australia ODI series. And the very first question was about whether or not Virat and Rohit are in the scheme of things when it comes to the 2027 ODI World Cup, to which he said, look, it's 2.5 years away. We need to stay in the present. As the management, we are thinking about the present and nothing more. What we are thinking of, hopefully, the two have a very successful tour. But more importantly, it's the team that needs to have a successful tour. And they are not thinking about 2027 World Cup, Rohit and Virat, whether or not they will be in the team or not. They are not thinking about that at the moment. Then, of course, the attention turned to Shubman Gill. This is his first, Shubman Gill and Gautam Gambhir, both of their first test win after both Shubman Gill was announced the captain and Gautam Gambhir was announced the head coach. And Gautam Gambhir was very clear about Shubman Gill that his toughest exam, toughest test was in England, in the tough conditions of England, and he's already passed the test. And it's about staying in the present. He kept on harping that point that we are not thinking in the past, we are not thinking about the future, we're only thinking about the present. Then he spoke about Nitish Kumar Reddy as well. There were a lot of questions and social media discourse as well as to why Nitish Kumar Reddy wasn't given any overs. But he said that it wasn't about how many overs Nitish Kumar Reddy bowls, because whatever they wanted to see from the young all-rounder, they've already seen it. They've seen it in testing conditions. And it was important for Nitish Kumar Reddy to play in home conditions. And it is important to groom Nitish Kumar Reddy as well, because we all know that there's a dearth of bowling all-rounders, seam bowling all-rounders. And it depends on the captain and conditions on how many overs Nitish Kumar Reddy is bowling. So that was a clarification given for that. More important points here. I think one very he answered that very skillfully is the fact that uh, he was talking about players. Someone had asked about players that were not in the playing 11 or had been dropped, and he said, look, it's I don't like to use the word dropped. Players are selected. We select a playing 11. We don't drop players. That's the way that I look at it, because as the head coach, I don't want to be ruthless about dropping people. I want to be emotional when I'm leaving players out. And when talking about what he looks for in the players that he selects, he said that it's not just about runs and wickets. He's looking at work ethics. He's looking at the character and the hunger and what that person, that character is bringing to the table, to the team, because international cricket is a very insecure environment, and that it's very important to pick the right people and give them a long rope. And we've heard that, Boria, over and over, that even Gill speaks about giving players a secure environment. Gautam Gambhir speaks about that. Ryan Tendoskate speaks about that. So it's clear that the management is crystal clear about the fact that they want to give players a long rope. one important point that I think is the fact that he spoke about the Arun Jaitley Stadium pitch. He said that there was no purchase whatsoever for Jasprit Bumrah, for Mohammad Siraj, any of the fast bowlers. And he said that, if you want to keep Test cricket alive, then you have to give out better conditions, better pitches. And he hopes that the next time around they're there in Delhi, that a better pitch is given. What more? What more? I think he also spoke about the mental conditioning coach point, where someone asked, "Are you going to get Shubman Gill a mental conditioning coach?" And he said, "Before Shubman Gill, I need one, because of the kind of pressure and everything that there is." But yes, he also spoke about Gill at length, and he said that
Okay,
he's not doing. Yeah,
one minute. You've made the points here.
yeah,
Ashok, 2 points here. One about Shubman Gill, the support. One about Harshit Rana. I will go to you both. I will go to you both, Bharat and Ashok, on this. The Harshit Rana point, Gambhir taking on the trolls directly and saying what he has. So one, Harshit Rana. Two, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, wishing them both well, saying 2027 is 2+ years away. So clearly dealing with that issue there. And thirdly, the complete support for Shubman Gill. Ashok, you first, then Bharat. Address these three or any two of the questions: Harshit Rana, Virat Rohit, and Shubman Gill. Ashok.
Yeah, thank you for that. Today is Gautam Gambir's birthday, and I'd written in the piece earlier that if Ravi Shastri as coach was a maverick and Rahul Dravid was the mentor, then Gautam Gambir is like a startup CEO. If you really look at it, the startup culture in India, people who lead the startup culture, they believe in what is called a purpose-driven leadership. And what that entails is that there is no optics, but very clear communication in terms of what they're driving as objectives. And if you really see the press conference, to come to your point about Harshit Rana, there's been a lot of criticism, a lot of flack in terms of why he's there, what led him to it, his behavior, etc. But I think that's the style that Gambhir has adopted, which is to take issues head on. So his message, loud and clear, is don't tackle the man, tackle the ball. And let's give him that opportunity to come in and play. If he does badly, then let's criticize, let's talk about it, let's analyze it. But let's not get into tackling the man at the outset. I think it's very important, at this phase to really come in and take some of these issues head on. I think what he's really saying is that he's actually building, he's inherited. If you go back and look at what Gambhir's legacy has been, he took over in July 2024 and he's inherited a team in transition. So, with a lot of focus, media glare, and attention. We will talk about the results in a little while. Boria asked about how you'd rate on 10, and I have some thoughts on that, but we'll come back to that later. But he's really building a team in transition. If you look at the players that he's picked, whether it is a Rinku Singh, whether it is a Jurel, whether it is Harshit Rana, whether it is backing Abhishek Sharma, whether it is backing Nitish Kumar Reddy, there is a plan that is unfolding, and which is to really build a team towards the future. I don't even want to say, it's keeping the 27 World Cup or the 28 Olympics. It's not really as far out as that, but it's really a startup culture in terms of saying, how do I drive a flat hierarchy? How do I focus on results and make things happen? And it's a very different kind of a culture, which is very akin to what India is seeing now, where the leaders really have to walk the talk. They have to be direct and purposeful and take issues head on. So I think that's the Harshit Rana view that I have. On Virat and Rohit, we had spoken about it earlier in the day. It's really, look, I think things have reached a situation in Indian cricket where it is no more about, are they going to retire? Is it going to be about the last series? Are they over the hill? In a startup culture, or actually pretty much in a corporate environment, the task of a manager is to marshal the resources and say, this is the best fit for this resource that I have. And that's the maturity that the team is moving towards in terms of saying this is the role that they will play. And there is a clear role because, as I said, if the team is in transition and there is a new young leader, you need to back up that leader with tons of experience. At the same time, not demeaning the role that they have to play, the experience that they bring, especially in countries like Australia. And therefore, he's very clear in terms of what he's saying. And I think, like I said, that's exactly how a startup CEO would think.
Gargi, that Harshit Rana answer, was it directly meant for Shrikant?
Yes, so the question that was asked was that an ex Krish Shrikant, the ex chairman of selectors, is saying this about Harshit Rana on his platform, on his YouTube channel. What are your thoughts about that? And then he gave that entire statement that he thinks it's pretty shameful that people are going out there and saying all of that, which is then inciting social media and trolls to also feel like it's okay to abuse the player. So he was very clear about the fact that it's not, Indian cricket does not belong to the players and the coaching staff alone. It belongs to the media. It belongs to the people as well, and everyone has a responsibility of the line, the boundary that needs to be drawn when it comes to criticizing someone. Obviously, he said that if you're upset about a performance, you have every right to talk about or criticize a performance, but when it comes to abusing someone, you can't do that. And in particular, Harshit Rana is just a 23-year-old kid who's done everything on the basis of his ability, on the basis of his hard work and talent, and he will continue to do so. What are you getting out of abusing a 23-year-old? And he said it very very quite, he was quite cutthroat when he said that if you want to target someone, target me.
Bharat, where do you stand on this?
Yeah, 100% agree with whatever he said. See, you can go and question someone's place in the squad or someone's place in the side by telling that this ex player has not done well. Maybe it's not taken enough wickets, not scored enough runs, but you don't need to go personal. Yeah, and I understand in this day and age where you want YouTube views, you want a lot more subscribers to your channel. Maybe that is why that particular ex cricketer, former cricketer, went on a tirade and said what he basically ended up saying. So yes, it did need to go personal there. If even if you look at it logically, it's quite clear why they are selecting Harshit Rana. If you look at the pattern of India selections, right from the main squad, they're basically selecting tall fast bowlers right down to A squad. They're still selecting Gurnur Barar. They're selecting Gurjapneet Singh. Both these bowlers are over 6 feet 3, 6 feet 4, and either they're selecting a left arm pacer. So, and then you add the fact that Harshit Rana has some potential with a bat in hand, and that is why he's got in. That is how you look at it logically, that the Indian selectors are now definitely, when it comes to pace bowling, are looking beyond just domestic cricket. It's very much evident to me. But that is not how it works, unfortunately, on social media, where you have seen a lot of memes, you have seen a lot of trolls going after Harshit Rana. And to be fair to Harshit Rana, he just made it through hard work. It's not like he's made it to the Indian team on the basis of having some guy as an administrator, top administrator, or whatever it is. He's come from basically a middle class family and he's come through the ranks. So that is how it works, unfortunately, on social media platforms. As far as Rohit and Kohli are concerned, see, it's pretty clear that it's still 2 years away for the 2027 World Cup. So just take it series by series. Rohit Sharma would be around 40 by the time of the 2027 World Cup. And even if you are the greatest batsman on this planet, your body would slow down a bit. You might get a little more hesitant while playing a certain shot at that particular age. So they have to take it series by series, see whether they will play domestic cricket, a little bit of domestic cricket, to ensure that they will get that little bit of game time. So yeah, that is how it would work. So they can't think it too much into the future when it comes to these two players.
Ashok, quick answer on this Shrikant point before I go back to Gargi. Lots of questions already.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I agree with what Bharat is saying, which is that, he's worked his way up. He did well in Australia. And, when we were covering the Asia Cup, we talked about Sanju Samson and the entire social media debate. So, in some ways, forget the personalities, but it's really about social media flat targeting the reasons for selections. Let's give him the time, the space, and see where he gets to. Strategically, I don't see a misfit because I think exactly what he brings to the table is a mix that the team needs at this point of time. And if he can deliver in the medium term, then it's a gamble that will pay off. I think it's important to make your thinking clear, get your strategy right, execute as per that, and then give it the time to succeed.
Plenty of questions. Gargi already. Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, by the way, we've got put out the videos. Both are in Delhi now. Virat Kohli landed in Delhi, and so has Rohit Sharma, or will be any point in time now. He has sort of left Bombay Airport for his flight to Australia, which will depart tomorrow morning from Delhi. So that's about it. Gargi, any in that press conference, anything around Rohit Virat except that question? Are people already focused? Because if you see broadcast, you will see every second advertisement is about Rocco and that kangaroo series and everything. You are not seeing a single photograph of Shubman Gill in that advertisement. So no captain is mentioned. No other Indian player is mentioned except Rohit and Kohli, including asking Pat Cummins that question. So your thoughts on that?
They are milking it. This is Rohit and Virat's final, very likely the final series in Australia, and they are doing everything uh, in their hands to milk it, because this moment is never going to come again. But if you go back to the press conference, no other questions were asked about Rohit and Virat. Nothing else was said about Rohit and Virat. So um, it is quite clear, because then the conversation shifted to what was going on in the test, and there were multiple questions about the other players as well, which is a nice, fresh outlook that even the media is adopting at this moment. It's not no longer about Virat or Rohit, only about them is what I'm saying. And we all understand that cricket is bigger than anyone, be it a Virat Kohli, be it a Rohit Sharma. Cricket will prevail, cricket will continue its course, it will still be the number one sport in India. And if Virat Kohli phases out, someone else will come in. Sachin Tendulkar went out, Kohli came in, and the cycle will continue. We have a Shubman Gill to focus on now. So lots happening in cricket, and 2027 is pretty far, like Gautam Gambir said.
Yeah.
Yes, Ashok. Yes, Ashok.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make a point since you mentioned the broadcaster. Typically what happens is that when you're looking at a communication to drive home a series like this, it's very standard thinking to play up the FOMO, or the fear of missing out factor, which is that come in and watch this series because this might well be the last couple of series that you will see both Rohit and Virat play, and therefore that's a big draw. But then, that's really to appeal to a wider base of audiences, because there would be people who are sitting on the fence and wondering about what they should do, and it's really about that. But Gargi is right. It's really about focusing on that as well as the future, and what's going to happen to some of the younger players who are coming into the team. Is Gill going to be able to sustain both his batting form as well as captaincy? This is his first series win today. So how is he going to capitalize on that? There are a lot of hooks for audiences to come in, but it's very typical broadcaster thought to say, let's play up to fear of missing out.
Okay, so questions have already started coming on this as well, but we will take quite a few. But Suresh's question, what is Gill's achievement in Australia to be a poster boy? He's your captain, for God's sake. That's his achievement. Forget anything else. He's India's captain. He's not anyone. He's captain of India. That's his achievement. If you have a problem with that, it's your issue, not anybody else's. So
Bharat went away. That question was too much.
yeah, it's for Bharat to deal with. Or what are the other ones? Plenty. Rohit and Virat given ultimatum, perform this series. Otherwise, they will drop Rocco. Who has said this? Who has said
What
they will?
room are you in?
You are making it up, is it? Who has said this? That they will be dropped. It's clear BCCI plans to groom Jaiswal as opener along Rohit, who will take number 3. What? What is this? If Rana is picked for batting support, Dubey would have been the better pick. I don't even answer this question. Gambir indirectly said they will be dropped. Let's go. Gargi, you were there at the press conference. Anything remotely that you've heard which means or implies Gambir remotely implied Rohit and Virat could be dropped?
I don't know what press conference you guys were listening to, but it wasn't the same one that I was at. Because literally, I kid you not, the answer lasted a maximum of 10 seconds, and then everyone moved on in that room from Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, when Gautam Gambhir made it very clear that 2.5 years is a long, long time. And we all know in our heart of hearts that it will depend on the next 8, 9 matches as to whether or not Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli make it to the 2027 World Cup. I think it will be their decision more than anything else about whether or not they will want to continue. But at the same time, this is a management that isn't afraid of phasing out the seniors if they're not performing well. But again, nothing. Gautam Gambhir said nothing along the lines of that. That Virat and Rohit are going to be dropped. He just said that the World Cup is 2.5 years away. We are focusing on the present. That's all. That's all he said. There's
Okay, so there
a
was a super chat quickly. Gigi used to bash broadcaster for promoting Virat. Virat father was not star CEO, not rich, not whatever NRI. Back then, he didn't realize this while saying this guy. For Harshit Rana. Ashok, you want to address this?
Yeah, I really don't know how to take this on. Basically, first let's go point by point. Gautam Gambhir used to bash the broadcaster for promoting Virat. I mean it's indirectly basically saying that you're taking on the Harshit Rana point. You're talking about in a sense broadly speaking a nepotism kind of an angle. But I really don't subscribe to this. I would go back to what I said, which is that he's really come with a plan where there is a outcome focused dialogue that's on, and the focus which is like a startup CEO, which is basically that the emphasis is not so much on talking about the strategy, highlighting what people want to hear, but really in terms of outcomes. And to that extent, I think he's making all the right noises. I would really dismiss this as baseless.
I will quickly add to what Ashok said. Gautam Gambhir did not drop Virat Kohli from Test match cricket. He retired. Gautam Gambhir did not drop Virat Kohli from that England series. Virat Kohli did not want to travel. He retired. Enough. End of story. Gautam Gambhir has not dropped Virat Kohli from ODI format. Virat Kohli is very much part of the team. He is traveling to Australia. What has Gautam Gambhir done for anybody to say he has done some kind of discrimination against Virat Kohli? The answer is zero. Virat Kohli retired from T20 cricket on his own terms after the World Cup. So where is this question coming from? What has Gautam Gambhir done at all to Virat Kohli that one will say he has been discriminatory or disrespectful to Virat Kohli? I don't understand that. So Steve Piccolo, if you could kindly clarify your question, I will happily answer that, but at this point in time did not understand. This is a good one. Arvind, Bharat, take this. Will the dressing room be the same after Rohit Virat join? Basically, will Shubman Gill, much like the test team, Bharat, where he has it is his team, he can do it, fashion it, control it. But in the presence of these two real towering legends in that change room, will Gill's position become the same, remain the same? Can he have that kind of control? This is a good question, actually, Bharat Ramraj.
Yeah, first of all, Shubman Gill seems to have won the respect of rest of the players, at least going by how it seems to be for an outsider. It seems like he's won the respect of all the players with his 5 Test 100s over 7 tests. So when you have done that, it becomes slightly easier to captain a side, and he has been groomed as well in that particular role. Even during the tour of Australia, one could notice that he was going towards Prasidh Krishna or some other seamers, and trying to maybe talk about tactics, strategy. So he's grown in that role. I don't think it would make a huge difference. Yes, someone like Rohit Sharma as the captain, former captain, Virat Kohli as well as the former captain, might give us insight or might give a timely advice in the dressing room or maybe on the field. But I think Shubman Gill has really grown in his role, and by now it seems like a very confident captain. They went over to Indian team went over to England and drew the Test series 2-all in some tough conditions with an inexperienced side, and then they have won a Test series against West Indies quite convincingly. So I don't think it would really change the dressing room atmosphere as such, because Shubman Gill definitely is now a very confident leader.
question?
Sorry, yeah.
Pardon me?
No, you are on mute. Sorry.
Yeah. Boria ji, I mean, BCCI planning to groom Jaiswal along with Shubman Gill after Rohit Shah. Gargi, ye sawal lo, please. I couldn't read the full one because the question is flying away.
Which one was it?
Some Abhishek Chaudhary's question.
This one?
Will you, Arvind, will you put both of them in the same bracket if one performs? We've answered this question a million times. That both of them cannot be treated in the same bracket. Both will have to perform independently. Both are separate people. I don't think we need to repeat that once, even one more time. Rana, age 23, can hold a bat from looking matches. He can play 2031. We have better HTD bowlers. Prasid has experience and better HTD is what I feel. You feel you are not the selector. They are. They will take the call. And I don't think they are in any wrong position to take the call if they believe. It's as simple as that. You are not sitting in Ajit Agarkar's chair and doing the selection, right? So I hope you have your answer there. VK once said that the day he what Gigi want, yeah, take that Shami one. That's actually an interesting one. By the way, Mohammad Shami today at Eden Gardens ahead of Bengal's Ranji Trophy game has said that he's 100% fit. Selection is not in his hands, and we put out that audio bite also. Where do you guys stand? Do you see Mohammad Shami still have cricket left? Bharat Ramraj, you go first. Do you still have Mohammad Shami cricket left? Where do you stand on that?
See, first of all, we Indian cricket fans always seem to believe that one particular player should keep on playing forever. It could be even not just Mohammad Shami. I've seen many of them on Twitter telling that Ishant Sharma should still be in the squad. Mind you, Ishant Sharma has not played a single first-class game for 1.5 years. So you have to move on at some point of time. Mohammad Shami has been a great servant for Indian cricket. At his best, he has that, what can you say, he had that skill of getting a little bit of swing in the air with that very upright seam, straight seam, and then the ball would pitch on the length and then nip off the surface. That is basically you are sacrificing a little bit of new ball swing for nip off the deck. But what has happened is since he has returned from the injury, even in the IPL, they actually showed a graph. They actually showed a stat that in 2025 IPL, he was getting little less nip off the surface compared to 2-3 years ago. That's a clear indicator that he's lost a little bit of nip. He's not able to put enough energy behind the ball. And that could be because with age, obviously, you won't be able to zip through the crease like you used to in the past 5 years ago, 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. So I think that is the reason. And even in the Dulip Trophy game he played, he clearly didn't look at his best. He was not getting that nip of the surface, that quintessential nip of the surface that you would usually associate it with Mohammad Shami. So I think he's past his best, and the selectors have taken a logical decision. But as I noted, with Indian cricket fans, that includes maybe myself, that we always hope that a player who has done really well over a period of time will keep playing forever, maybe 20, 30 years, but that doesn't happen in professional sport.
I think Bharat has answered it quite well, but I'll give Ashok a quick answer to that. Mohammad Shami, any sport left, Ashok?
Yeah, I think, look, one perspective to look at is that the last time he played, I think it's been more than a year and a half. If I'm not wrong, November against Australia, the ODI World Cup is when he played. So it's been a fair.
He played in the Champions Trophy. Sorry, he played in the Champions Trophy. Yeah, he looked.
Yeah, notwithstanding that, it's been a long time that he's actually, got some cricket under him. And in fact, Gautam Gambir on the sidelines of the Asia Cup did address this query, saying that he needs to shore up with some presence in domestic cricket to make a comeback. The other is the point that Bharat raised, which is that we expect, as fans, that people will go on and on, which I'd like to compare with the corporate setup, which is what I'd done in the beginning of the show, saying that there can be a role for people depending on conditions, depending on the opposition, depending on what strategy you are unleashing. But at this point of time, I think the call is very straightforward. I think there isn't too much of a window left for him.
Gary, there's a quick one on women's cricket. Take that. Yeah, take that. Ayush Jindal, Boryada, I feel the issue with women's cricket is that they get attention during World Cup only. The mistakes they are doing are same happening since long, and whether should be whether, HWHETHER, be it fielding or strike rate, need at least 6 bowlers. Gargi, you want to take that? I mean, it's not been the case with Rev Sports, at least. Don't want to say for others, because clearly some people did not know the contract numbers and all of that, and that's for them to decide. But as far as we are concerned, we cover women's cricket all round the year with equal verve.
Yeah.
So, do you want to address this, Gargi?
And not just Indian cricket, we've done BBL, WBBL as well. So
And 100, we did
and
special shows.
100. Yeah. But are you the point that you're making about attention during World Cup only? I don't think this performance has anything to do with attention. If there's any progress to be made, if there are any improvements to be made, they can be made without any attention as well. It doesn't have to depend on the women's team progress doesn't have to be dependent on attention, regardless of whether they are getting attention from the fans, from the media, from whoever. Their job is to constantly raise the bar when it comes to their own performances, which is something that we have not been seeing. We're seeing that women's cricket in India is still stuck where it was 5 years ago. It's the same level of cricket, it's the same level of quality that we've been seeing for the past 5 years. Now, there was a time when women's cricket did not get any attention at all, and still India put some really, really good performances on the field. Why is it not happening now is a completely different question. I don't think it has anything to do with attention. Coming to your second point, you're completely right. It's basics that the Indian team is getting wrong. It is the fielding, it is the strike rate, it is not playing aggressive enough, it is that, once again, that timid mentality that we're seeing over and over again when they go out on that field. A lot has to be changed. We can't say that one or two things have to be changed. A lot has to be changed from here on, because this Women's World Cup performance, this campaign, was absolutely disheartening and disappointing to watch.
I'll just a small point about fielding. I think Stephen Jones, I took an interview of Stephen Jones a month or so ago. I feel is basically the best technical bowling coach going around. And I asked about, actually it was about fast bowling. I was asking to him questions related to fast bowling, but he made an important point. That was youngsters, when in India, youngsters, they get into cricket way too early, and they don't indulge in too much, don't get involved in too much of physical education activities during school time. That's what he was talking about. And somewhere I think it is related to women's cricket in among Asian teams as well, because maybe it feels as if there is no real culture in terms of athleticism. That is how it feels like, because the fielders, even yesterday when I was watching Bangladesh team, they were not really attacking the ball. They were waiting for it to come, and then they were dropping catches. So I think it goes down to the culture, lack of culture when it comes to athleticism, and that perhaps goes right down to school education, where girls and boys are not exactly involved in too much of physical education activities.
Okay, last 6-7 minutes on the show. ऋषभ और गौतम का इक्वेशन में कुछ सुधार हुआ? तुम कुछ ज्यादा जानते हो भाई, मुझे ऐसा कुछ पता नहीं है कि क्या इक्वेशन में सुधार होगा। इंग्लैंड में तो मैंने तो देखा था, ऋषभ वाइस कैप्टन था और एकदम अच्छे से इंडिया खेल रहा था। तो कौन सा सुधार की बात आप कर रहे हो मुझे पता नहीं है। ये जो कॉन्स्पिरेसी थियरी हम लोग हर कुछ में रीड कर लेते हैं ना, ये हमारा फैंडम का नया एक पहलू आ गया है हमारे सामने। सो मुझे पता नहीं है। ये सेम चीज मैंने देखा है जो अभी हम लोग बात कर रहे थे। ये सारे जो चीज हम लोग इंक्लूड कर देते हैं ना, प्रतिका रावल भी नेपोटिज्म का एक रिजल्ट है, उनको भी लिया गया है क्योंकि उनका फादर कुछ अंपायर है या कुछ भी है। ऐसे चीज मैं हर बार पढ़ता हूँ और सोचता हूँ कि ये कहाँ से आया, किसने फ्लोट कर दिया। किसी ने उस 23-year-old के बारे में या 25-year-old या 22 या 27 के बारे में सोचता है कि नहीं सोचता है। इसके बाद हम लोग मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में बात भी कर लेंगे। आप लोग शफाली वर्मा के बारे में बात करते हो, क्यों करते हो? मैंने आज एक कॉलम लिखा है, कल निकलेगा। अगर मैं आपको जाके पूछूं कि शफाली वर्मा कितना मैच खेला है लास्ट ईयर, आप आंसर नहीं कर पाओगे। उसका फोटो दिखा दिया तो आप उसको पहचान भी नहीं पाओगे। बट आपने उसमें बहती गंगा में हाथ तो जरूर धो लिया है कि अभी प्रतिका रावल को गाली देने से मुझे 10 लाइक या 5 रीट्वीट मिल जाता है। सो ये हमारा फैंडम के एक नया साइड भी आ चुका है. So anyway, what dressing room presence? What was it? If Virat played under and won IPL with Rajat Patidar, if anybody actually believes that this is a fair question, then I have little to say. I mean, you think the RCB equation was the same with Shubman Gill and Rajat Patidar? If you think Shubman Gill and Rajat Patidar will be the same, then your understanding of cricket leaves a lot to be desired, is what I will say. Gargi, you want to sort of give a quick answer on that?
RCB, let's just say IPL is vastly different to what international cricket is. But at the same time, I do not think these are all professionals at the end of the day. I don't think there will be any ego clashes or whatever that the fans are expecting there to be when it comes to Gill being the captain and Virat and Rohit being in the same dressing room. Look, Rohit Sharma dropped himself in Sydney, and we all know that they may not be best friends off the field. No one has to be best friends to be a good team or whatsoever. All you have to be is a professional athlete. You have to play with certain camaraderie with the team and dedication for the team, and that's all you need. I don't think there should be an issue. I think it's a very baseless question. Honestly, I have no answer for this because
Let me be blunt. Gargi was trying to be diplomatic there. I'll be very blunt here. Ashok, if you want to have a quick say, I'll give you a say. But I will be extremely blunt. Virat Kohli will have plenty to say in that RCB dressing room, whether it is Rajat Patidar as captain or not captain. Virat Kohli will have very little to say in that Indian dressing room, except the status of a senior player. When Shubman Gill is captaining, it's his team and Gautam Gambir's team. End of the story, not Virat Kohli's team. RCB, even with Rajat Patidar as captain, will be Virat Kohli's team to a significant extent. This is what my answer is. Ashok, your thoughts?
Absolutely. I think, that you couldn't have said it better. But also the other consideration is that at the end of the day, these guys are all professionals, right? And as professional, you come in saying that you're going to give it your best, and you know what you can do, what you can't do, where you step in, where you don't step in. You know where you cannot overstep your boundaries, and therefore, as professionals, I think they will also adhere to those norms. As far as Shubman Gill is concerned, I think it's this star boy, poster boy things have to stop, because I think both with the bat as well as captaincy, he is getting out there and demonstrating that he knows his craft better than anyone.
Okay, last couple of minutes on the show. Anit Sadhu perfectly said, Boryada. Yeah, I mean, it's always good to be clear, candid, transparent, and answer, because there's no point beating around the bush here, and we don't know that. Your reporter Rohit Juglan is a fake news peddler. Steve Ticolo, you let me handle that. No, I will suffer as the editor and founder of Rev Sports. He's a fake news peddler or not. That's my job, not yours. As long as it's my job, let me handle that, and let me suffer if he is. So simple as that again. Last couple of questions. Anything interesting, Gargi, or I'll close the show? But I do think this Pratika Rawal thing is also becoming a bit too much like Harshit Rana. I'll give you a say on that, Gargi. Quick answer on the Pratika Rawal thing, you and Bharat?
first of all, I just like to say, if even if Pratika Rawal's father is an umpire, which he is, how does that even relate to her being selected in the Indian team? It makes no sense whatsoever. How does one umpire get his daughter selected in the Indian team? It is as baseless as it is a baseless accusation. Second, what Gautam Gambir said about Harshit Rana is the fact that anyone who is in that dressing room has made it there by their own capability, their own hard work and talent, and that is the end of the answer.
Bharat,
Yeah,
quick one.
yeah. See, even if you look at it from a logical sense, see, Pratika Rawal has a very good base. Even when I interviewed Shanta Rangaswamy ma'am, even before I asked a question on her, she said that I was very impressed with how she batted in England. So she has a very good base, perhaps technically the best player in that Indian women's team currently. Having said that, yes, she has a problem with the strike rate. She hits to the fielders a lot. But these are small things that can easily be upgraded with the help of the coach. If the obviously the onus is on the coaching staff to do that. It could be small things like just opening the bat face here or there. And then you think of Shafali Verma. She has a strike rate as well, about 80 to 83 in ODI cricket. Secondly, it's not like Shafali Verma is averaging 50 in ODI cricket. He must be averaging in mid 20s. And
23.
yes, 23. 23, yeah. And in ODI cricket, if you score 25 runs or 15 balls, it's of no use because it's a 50-over game. I can understand in some T20 over game, T20 game, you get a quick fire 30 runs, then it would help, but not in this case. So I think based on even logic, Pratika is ahead of Shafal in ODI cricket. So that is why they have selected her. It's simple as that.
Okay, quick super chat. I'll take that and close the show. Our girls, fair point, fair point. I mean, after a boundary, we have seen 3-4 dot balls even in the last game from Harleen Deol, for example. So be constructively critical, make points which make sense, and nobody is not questioning the common sense of the girls. We have on our show multiple times said that India needed to exercise more common sense in the last game against Australia. The way we threw our wickets away, why was there no instruction? We can be and should be constructively critical. This is a fair point made by Ayush Jindal. Arvind, your answer about question about KL Rahul and trade, I don't know. If I knew, I would have given you the answer. Trade to Kolkata or no trade to Kolkata, whatever you are asking, I don't know. I've not heard of it or not tried to find out also. So my answer to that is I don't know. Let's close the show here. I think we've had a decent show on Gautam and a lot of issues. Obviously, the team departs tomorrow. We will get you those visuals. And our people will also be in Australia. So we will have maximum coverage from down under. So plenty to talk about as the Indian team leaves for the Australian shores. The heat will rise, the tempo will rise, and God help Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli if they fail, one side and the other side. So that will be another Kali Puja or Diwali, whichever way you want to call it, on social media. So celebrate that, good or bad. Either way, there will be fireworks. On that note, Ashok Nambudri, Gargi Raut, Bharat Ramraj, thank you very much for joining me. Plenty to happen. England versus India Sunday, Australia versus India Sunday. So a huge weekend of cricket coming up, along with a lot of other sport. Keep watching, and thanks a lot for joining us.
Sad we're not there.
Gargi will keep